Rusty Roof. I'm the National Coordinating Co-Chair for Technology for Obama, and I'm here with Shelby Bonney, who's been our host of the Technology for Obama Innovator Series.
Well, it's an honor to be with you, Rusty.
So you've talked to 25 different entrepreneurs and innovators now, and there's got to be some kind of common theme or thread that you've heard about, what brings out innovation. So what struck you about?
Well, I think in general, we were with some of the most successful. I think for people out here, you saw some of the most successful entrepreneurs, from people that kind of have built huge companies to people that are in the process of building companies that we know are going to be huge. And I think the most interesting thing for me was the importance that actually you'd think they wouldn't care about what happens in government. And I think very much it is something that really is important to them. And I think some of the recurring themes I heard was the different time frame that government can have. So I think entrepreneurs go in and they're like, I'm going to start something and do something. It's really exciting. But I think they realize that there's a foundation on which is built their idea. And that foundation is a bunch of things that they can't actually affect. So it's things like education, or kind of the rule of law, or the ability, kind of the opportunity for them to dream big and go on. I think there are very few countries where you can have someone, kind of a kid, who thinks, I'm going to go take on Microsoft, or I'm going to go take on Oracle, or I'm going to go take on these big companies and build something. And it is the optimism, and I think the ability for government to take some very long-term perspectives and make real long-term investments in R&D or education and other things that can really set us up in a way that allows us uniquely as a country to go do these amazing things.
All right. So you and Halsey Minor started CNET a long time ago. So from these lessons that you've learned, would you do anything differently now that you've listened to these guys say, here's what they're doing today?
Yeah, well, today, it's a very different time. We started at a time where kind of starting business was actually more expensive, and you had to go do things. And I think one of the things you hear when you talk to these people is it's much easier now. And I think a lot of the things, both that's happened in the technology world, but also happened, thanks to, I think, a government that gets innovation in terms of, making it easier to raise money, doing things around immigration policy and stuff like that. You've taken a lot of friction out of the system, and it allows, people, entrepreneurs to dream big and have the freedom to go do it. And so, I walked away very optimistic in terms of talking and hearing energy, in terms of the things we can do as a country. And though I think we all look and say, gosh, I think there's things that I wish were better, in general, these were some of the smartest minds I've ever talked to. And these people went in saying, I'm incredibly optimistic. I think there's things that we as a country should do differently, but in a nice way. At least the administration we have in Washington right now with Obama, they get it, they understand it, they're making investments in the right area, and the entrepreneurs you talk to were very optimistic about kind of how the world would unfold.
Yeah, it was very exciting, wasn't it?
Yes, it was really fun.
All right, good. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about President Obama and innovation. So
good.
Thanks.
Pleasure.